first things first, we welcome in Brian Scalabrine. Hey, Brian, thanks for joining us.
Good to see you. It's a pleasure having you on the show, man.
We'll give a pound.
Oh, I'll
here.
take that pound. Thank you for the acknowledgement. Brian played basketball at the highest level, and yet he came in here and gave us props for getting up super early in the morning.
Yeah,
working
TV,
the morning show.
TV in the morning, man. You guys bring it.
No,
That's
we go
tough.
NBA, you brought it. So it works both ways.
Bring. That's the same.
It's all good. All
Thanks
right.
for joining us, bro.
Hey, how did the Cavs and Warriors follow up an insane Game 1 of the NBA Finals with Game 2? But this one not as dramatic. Everyone knew the score in this one. And this one not as close. Warriors actually played 4 quarters. LeBron played well, but had a modest 29. Steph Curry, though, carried the Warriors, especially late. 33 points, including 9 three-pointers. That was an NBA Finals record. Brian, I'll start with you. How do you think the Warriors were able to win Game 2 so convincingly last night?
It was easy for them because they came out with the right mindset. Steve Kerr made a nice adjustment. No more setting screens. Let's get out of these screens. Boom. JaVale McGee, dunk. They go 5 for 5 in the restricted area right off the jump. And then all of a sudden, the Cavs defense got lax. You cannot be lax when you're playing the Golden State Warriors in Oracle because these guys will move the ball. They'll pass it. They'll hit the paint. And they were unbelievable in the paint through the first 3 quarters. And then Steph goes off 5 for 5 in that 4th quarter. Really, the Cavs had really no business of being in that game. It was closer than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
But, I mean, right, what we saw from the Warriors, that's what I expected in Game 2.
From a basketball standpoint, slow it down for me. What was the strategy? Now, we know they do a lot of pick and roll, but what did Golden State and Steve Kerr do, especially in those first 12 minutes to get those lunks, those layups and dunks?
So great call. So normally they were coming in, they were setting screens, they were coming out, and that was just an easy switch. What you saw yesterday, JaVale McGee run up, slip out of the screen. Anytime that happens, it makes it difficult to be solid in your coverages. Should I switch when a guy doesn't set? So you have a little bit of indecisiveness. Everyone's worried about Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant for, deservingly so.
Right.
And then guys like JaVale McGee, Livingston, and Draymond Green, that was where the defense broke down. Those guys got easy baskets. Restricted area shots for the Warriors and Oracle will eventually open up the three-point line.
It was exactly what the Rockets did to the Warriors in games 4 and 5 of the previous round. The Rockets saw the Warriors were switching everything, and in that must-win game 4, they started slipping those screens. Got Capella involved, got P.J. Tucker involved at the rim. The Warriors took that game plan, and something they've done in the past as well, and executed it to perfection. I don't think it's a coincidence that happened at the beginning of the game, and then also again at the beginning of the second half, and then Steph Curry gets off in the 4th quarter.
Exactly.
Now, listen, part of that, I understand. There's the shot right before the shot clock buzzer, and there is some, but a lot of it also was Steph was getting separation because they weren't being as honest on the screen switching because they couldn't, because they were getting torched at the rim. That's why this team presents so many bad choices. There are no good, Jenna, you've been asking us throughout the morning, like, what can the Cavs do? There are no good choices here. And when Durant, Steph's the story because of what he did in the 4th quarter. Durant played almost perfect basketball game.
Efficient, all the way.
As efficient as you can get. He rebounded for him. He moved the ball. The ball didn't stick in his hands. And the only time he stuck with those ISOs for more than 2 dribbles was when he had a significant mismatch. Like, that's what Durant scoring 26 on 14 shots.
Yeah.
That is the ideal situation for Golden State.
Did you take anything positive out of what Cleveland did?
Well, they know what they shouldn't do.
Okay,
I mean,
so there you go.
They know, and listen, they're going to win Game 3. Cleveland is going to win Game 3. They're going to come in.
I'm sorry, let me just sit on that for a second. You're sure the Cavs are winning Game 3 back in Cleveland?
Yeah, because they're not going to, everything that they did wrong, they're not going to do again. They played. Well, you're going to take what you saw in Game 1, the energy, the us against the world mentality, and that's going to come into Game 3. LeBron does not. Everyone's like, LeBron has to score 51. So they were at 102 yesterday. At the end of regulation in Game 1, they're at 107. So, like, the scoring is that much different. They do need guys like Kevin Love to be better. That's no question about it. They need guys like J.R. Smith to make open shots. The Cavs are going to be better at home. The Warriors will not be as comfortable. This is all going to come down to really Game 4.
Listen, and we're going to get more to the Cavs side of things with you later in the show. I want to talk about Steph, though, for a second, because if people just wake up this morning and watch just sports television or just see the box score, they feel like Steph was dominant. Man, Steph was 6 of 18 through 3 quarters. Steph was clearly the 4th most effective Warrior through 3 quarters. And then in the 4th, he had 16 points. He was magnificent in the 4th quarter, 5 for 5 from 3. I can't remember. Maybe you played with a guy that you can say that could do something similar, but a guy have the ability to just flip a switch from deep the way Steph can, to where he was having a bad game. It was more going to be another, Steph, the Warriors win, but Steph's not great. And in the fourth quarter, he was the difference. I can't remember another guy that could go from that cold to that hot that quickly.
Well, that's the MO of him, right? It only takes one. And he's had bad games and then turns around and has great quarters. And some of these great quarters are 18 points, 20 points in the quarter. Yeah, he was special, but I'm with you. I think he was special in the fourth. I think throughout the game, he played with an aggressive mindset. He was, and he wanted, it's almost like he's like, this is my turn to get the MVP. I know all the talk out there about, it doesn't bother me. I need to play aggressive. Like, Steph Curry is going out with the mindset, like, I'm going to get the MVP this year, and he's proven it. And with him, and I think with the Warriors, like, pick your poison, whatever one you want. He is going to play well. He's going to have those runs. And when he makes one, especially in that building, he has the ability to go off.
Now, Brian, I have to lean on you for this one, because this is something that, in watching you throughout your career, this is something that you're very familiar with. The Cavs need to make this ugly. Not that you're ugly. Not that you're an ugly guy. But
my wife has been telling me that once in a while.
But you know, as a role player, you know exactly what it takes playing a team like Golden State. Now, I enjoy watching LeBron play against the best, but I would have preferred the Celtics been in this game, because I believe the Celtics would have come in with a mindset to be able to defend the Warriors better and more physical to make the game ugly, the way they track LeBron, full court press. I believe that. Now, I know we're not talking about the Celtics. How do the Cavs make this game ugly from a handsome guy?
So that's good, right? So they did all right. They had 16 offensive rebounds. They need to turn the Warriors over. They need to pressure the Warriors. Now, you're going to give up some things, but you can't come in and limp into your defense and expect the Warriors to not have a great offensive night. You have to make them miss. You can't sit there and say, well, if we switch and this guy gets an open shot, maybe they'll miss it, maybe they won't. No, you have to turn up the physicality. And making it ugly, you make it ugly. The more scraps, the more like face-to-face you get with the Cavs, that's an advantage to them.
So you enjoyed the ending of game number one with Tristan?
No question.
They should have continued that in the first quarter and on into game two.
No question. The Cavs have to have that mentality. And if I'm T. Lue and guys don't have that mentality, I'm going with somebody else. It's not hard to get a role player to come up and goon up the game, as T. Lue
You're the second former player.
I was just going to say, we get these former NBA players that come on, and it's the same thing.
Everyone wants Kendrick Perkins to just get 5 minutes just to throw some elbows.
Wow, I mean, it's going to be tough for him to keep up with those guys.
All right, maybe
that's your boy.
He's my boy, but man,
he was slow in his prime.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be. They have to make the game tough. Like, you're not going to go in there and just go up and down with these guys. Now, it's going to be easier in Cleveland. They'll rough up the game in Cleveland, but you have to have that mentality. You got to be like, we're in the 90s, and we're like gumming up the game, gooning up the game, as T. Lue likes to say. Mm-hmm. You will not beat the Warriors. I don't think they're going to win anyways, right. But you're not going to get a game unless you make this a tough battle for them.
Let's get physical. Coming up, Brian Scalabrine will stay with us to talk.